All right, good morning. We are on day 3 of this week after coming back from spring break. So far, we covered empirical formula, and basically, that is the smallest ratio of a compound. Um, Basically, it's in simplest form. So today, we're going to take that and go further with molecular formula. And just a little side note, whenever you do take a quiz or anything on this stuff, um, I'll make sure that they're not too difficult. The thing you got to remember is if you're given, let's say, 1.5, you've got to make it a whole number. It's halfway in between, so you got to multiply by 2. I had questions yesterday and the day before asking about, well, what if it's 2.99? Well, that rounds up to a 3. Or if it's 3.08, well, that rounds down to 3. If it's more towards the middle is whenever you're going to have to multiply. But again, any problems that I give you won't be so difficult that you can't figure that out. So anyway, we're going to start with molecular formula today. You will have a quiz on this stuff on Friday. Again, if you have questions, make sure you email me. If I've got Go Guardian up during the office hours, 10 to 12 and 2 to 4, ask your questions in there or send me a message to remind. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Make sure you copy the notes. You will have some problems at the end. You'll need to show your work on the problems, and you'll need to put the answers into the Google form that I put in Classroom. So, molecular formula is the actual number of atoms of element in a compound. So it's basically it's not the empirical, it's not the simplest form, it's what the actual compound is. So first, you're going to determine the empirical formula if it's not given. It has to be, you're going to determine its mass, which is in grams. You're going to divide the molecular weight or formula mass, which will be how it will be written in some problems, by the empirical formula mass. Then you're going to multiply each subscript in the empirical formula by the answer. And I can read this to you all day long, and you're probably like, what in the world are you talking about? It's easier just to do examples. So let's do our first example. So this one, I actually gave you the empirical formula. So the empirical formula for a compound is CH4N, and the molecular weight is 60.0 grams. Determine the molecular formula. So step 1, from what you just read over there, I have given you that. So it's the given, which is CH4N. Step 2 is where you're going to find the formula mass for it, or molecular weight. So you've got carbon, hydrogen, and nitrogen. You have 1 carbon, you have 4 hydrogen, and you have 1 nitrogen. You're going to multiply them by their atomic mass, which is 12.01, 1.01, and 14.01. All right, and then you're going to add those up, and you get 30.06 grams. All right, then step 3, excuse me, this grams per mole. All right, then step 3, a little bit. You're going to take your molecular weight or formula mass, which is 60.0 grams, and you're going to divide by the 30.06 grams per mole. So remember, grams is canceled out, and you get 2. So then you're going to take this 2 in step 4. You're going to take CH4N times 2, so everything by 2. So you get C2H8N2. That's your answer. Okay, so just remember, if I give you the empirical formula, you just write it down. You find the formula mass or molecular weight using the numbers behind it and the atomic mass from the periodic table. You take the formula mass that I gave you divided by what you got, and then just multiply it by that number. All right, so let's do a second sample or example. All right, so in this one, you have benzene, which is a nonpolar solvent used for many applications in industry and a major component in many organic compounds, and it has the following percent composition: 92.3% and H is 7.8%. So remember, this can transfer or turn into grams. Percent is grams. So you're going to find, you got two things you got to do. First, you're going to find benzene's empirical formula. So you've got carbon and you've got hydrogen. Carbon is 92.3 grams. Hydrogen is 7.8 grams. You got 1 mole, and then carbon is 12.01 grams. Again, 1 mole and 1.01 grams. Let me get my handy dandy calculator. So 92.3 divided by 12.01 is 7.69. And then 7.8 divided by 1.01 is 7.72. All right, remember with the empirical formula, you're going to divide by the smallest of the two numbers. Some of y'all were forgetting this yesterday. So divide by that, and obviously they're both 1. So the empirical formula is CH. Okay. All right, and then the second part of this question, which I didn't write down yet, is find the molecular formula of benzene if the entire formula mass is 78.12 grams. All right, so now we're going to take this and then find the molecular formula mass of it, and then take this divided by that. So again, step 1, you're already given it because you found the empirical formula. Step 2, you're going to find basically the molar mass. So you've got carbon and hydrogen. There's 1 of each. And when you add these together, you get 13.02 grams per mole. And then you're going to take this number right here, divided by that. So you have 78.12 grams divided by 13.02 grams per mole. Move it up a little bit more. And when you divide that, you get 6. So then you're going to take CH times 6, which is C6H6. So there's the second answer, and there's the first answer. Okay? All right, so I'm going to put the practice problems on here. Make sure you show your work on a separate sheet of paper. Take a picture and upload it to the assignment where you enter the answers into the Google form. I know some of y'all are having issues with loading from your phone. If you're having that, don't load from your phone. Take a picture with your Chromebook. I do have some other issues that happened yesterday, but those are fine. I understand those problems. But anyway, again, if you have questions, I'm online from 10 to 12, 2 to 4. Other than that, send me an email. If it's out of office hours, it may take me a little bit to get back to you. But anyway, hope you have a great day, and talk to you tomorrow. And let me put these practice problems up here because I did this yesterday and forgot. All right. Well, it says practice problems at the top, but there's the first set. I can move stuff out the way. There we go. All right, so there's the first set. So make sure you pause the video to get these copied down. And then there's the last problem. So again, if you have any questions, let me know.